Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Infinity Sunel Moreland added a new photo. 13 HRS. My name is Infinity Sunel Moreland ! I'm 19 years old, and I am one of the latest victims of police brutality in Sarasota, Florida ! React, comment, but most importantly, share ! Speaking head in silhouette. This is my story. On the morning of February 5, 2018, I gave FBI detectives Kim Laster and Megan Buck information on the three cold cases of Jabez Span, Tyriali Rawls, and Travis Combs. After providing them with information and expressing my concern for my safety, I was denied witness protection. After being denied witness protection, I desperately searched for a way to get to my mother's house in Northport. After approaching a woman and asking for a ride while my girlfriend and two dogs were waiting for an answer, I got in the passenger side of the woman's car. Once I got in, she got in with me, but my girlfriend shouted my name and I got out of the vehicle to see what she wanted. As soon as I got out, an SPD officer parked his vehicle, almost without stopping, and jumped out of his vehicle running towards me. Because he ran towards me before addressing me, I ran. I was afraid, who wouldn't be? In addition to the situation looking to be something it wasn't, I was in the shadow of a building, so although it was 12 in the afternoon, we were in the dark. I remembered my mother telling me never let the police do anything to me in the dark, so I ran away from the building across to the Publix parking lot where there was light. There I stopped and put my hands up. Although I had surrendered to arrest, I was slammed on the ground by the officer who approached me with brutal force. As I was being slammed on the ground, the officer behind him stopped in aiming stance and reached for a weapon at his hip. I'm unsure if he was reaching for a taser or a gun, and my dog bit him after I shouted her name in fear. I thought he was going to shoot me dead right there on the concrete. At the scene of my arrest, I felt unsafe. I asked the officer holding me up against one of the K9 unit trucks to call a sergeant before I was searched because I felt unsafe, and his exact words were, "Shut the fuck up, we don't have to." At this time I began to pray to God for protection, because I felt endangered and all of my rights were being denied. After being searched without the sergeant being called upon request and having my phone taken away, I was put in the back of a car. I must have sat in the car for an hour or two, and it was the hottest hour of the day. I passed out in the car at the time of my arrest. As I was waking up, I noticed that I was naked, and felt several hands on me. I was on a cold bench and I was unaware of where I was. I wasn't fully awake, but at the time I felt several hands and tasers on my bare skin. I didn't know the amount then, but now I know I was tossed with 4 tasers on my back and 1 on my left thigh. I was tossed 5 times in total out of my sleep after waking up naked. After I was tossed, I realized I had a mask over my face. The officers put me in a straight chair, and I heard one of the officers say, "You aren't supposed to put cuffs on the ankles with the chair, are you?" Another officer replied, Yeah, the shackles on my ankles were extremely tight to the point where they were burning my skin. I was then wheeled to what I found out was the mental institution of the jail. When I gained full conscience, I woke up in the end of the hallway, facing nothing and no one. I was naked, but I had a jumpsuit and blanket thrown on top of me. I started to ask several officers for their help. I begged to use the bathroom, I begged for water, and every housing officer, nurse, deputy, and inmate ignored my cry for assistance. While in the hallway, my blanket and jumpsuit slipped off due to me fidgeting in the chair, and every worker in the hallway that walked past me saw my naked body and refused to cover me up. I felt violated. After an hour or two in the hallway, I couldn't hold my bladder any longer, so I peed on myself in the chair. I started to beg to get out of the chair because I was literally sitting in my pee. I felt disgusting and asked to take a shower. I was still ignored. After asking to use the bathroom for the longest of time, A housing officer finally wheeled me to what looked like a bathroom, but it was a cell. She carelessly sat me directly in front of an ice-cold vent and left me in the straight chair in my cell. The straps on my ankles and wrists were too tight and I was in pain from my tossed back that was strapped to the chair. I began to shiver from the vent and continued to call out for help. I ended up having to use my toes to turn myself away from the cold vent. I still had the mask on. I was arrested at noon, peed myself around 3 or 4, and wasn't allowed to shower or get out of the straight chair until 9 p.m. Imagine that. I was in pain, I begged for help, and they denied my God-given rights? I wasn't Mirandized at the time of my arrest, but the false quote "I just gotta steal to get home" was used against me on the police report. I have been charged with a first-degree felony punishable by life for something I didn't do. I want to be heard, I need to be heard. I will not be another mistreated African American too afraid to speak up to get justice. The Sarasota County Police Department has denied me my rights, and I want justice. Share my story. If not for yourself, for the kids and teenagers who are at risk of this type of treatment. Make these people do their jobs. Make America great again, because what happened to me was disgraceful. Hashtag all lives matter, hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag I matter, hashtag fear is not power, hashtag I want justice, hashtag I want answers.
County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.